Say goodbye to your potions. It's the brilliant event. Welcome back, people, to Zealman's Wizarding World, your Wizarding Night channel with a bourbon twist. Now, it's quite toasty in the UK. It's like 30 odd degrees today, and I've just turned off my aircon, which means things might get a little bit sweaty.
Hold on! I'm trying! Your hand's all sweaty!
So I've decorated the set in the brilliant event colours. Have been changing the bulbs. Well, not really, I've just got to change the colour, but it makes it sound like I make more effort if I say I change the bulb.
Step up to red alert.
Sir, are you absolutely sure? It does mean changing the bulb.
So, as of right now, we don't actually have the dialogue because this whole event is coming out late, and the assets have only just come out, and data miners are still working. So we don't actually have the dialogue. Well, at least, actually I do have the dialogue, I just can't tie it to who's saying it. This will be on me, because I'm not familiar with how to do that yet. But we do have some info that no one else has got. Thanks to KitanaQ on the data miners, we actually have all the descriptors for all our brilliant Foundables, which is actually quite interesting. So hopefully a time turner version of me is now going to appear here and tell me that they have the dialogue. Yes, I have the footage. So this event starts on September the 15th. Yay, at 2 PM ET, which is 7 PM BST, for sure this time, and at 6 PM UTC. And it lasts one full week as usual. So rewards for this one are 15 restricted section books, up to 7 total spell books, up to 10 DADA books, and 50 gold, and various potions and ingredients, which is pretty standard really. So with what is now becoming the norm, we have some normal boosted spawns from our normal registry, and given the fact that this is to do with the ministry, they're obviously going to be mysterious artifacts pages? Not ministry pages. Very interesting. So we have Hagrid's Umbrella, which is a medium threat. I have that as a gold page with the star, so I don't need any of those. We have Omnioculars, which are a high threat. I have that page on bronze. I need 14 Omnioculars actually. The only thing holding me back from that page, other than the Omnioculars, are the Tiffany Spike and the necklace, which are all from the fortresses. So better start grinding those, right? We also have the Mirror of Erised, which is a very high threat. I have that page on gold, but I need 10 for a star. The Philosopher's Stone, which is a severe threat. I have that on gold. I need 7 for the star. And a Time Turner, which is the emergency threat, which is bronze. And I actually have a star on that, which is quite cool. In fact, that's the same bronze as the Omnioculars, so, you know. Really gotta get going on that fortress, I think. So what's going to be interesting is how boosted are these going to be. Okay, so they said that the Time Turner is going to be like super rare anyway. So you might see 1 or 2 of them throughout the week, depending on how much you play, obviously. Now, last time, despite my continuous mentions of it to the dev team, the spawns for the normal registry were not boosted at all. In fact, I saw less of them than I think I normally did for about 3 days until they also realised, even though I told them several times. So we'll see what the spawns are like this time. Hopefully they've nailed it. I mean, nowadays, every time there's an event is a case of, ooh, I wonder what is bugged. Perhaps we should have what is bugged bingo. So what can you do now? Now this video is quite late because we're waiting for data mine stuff. So you can grind the fortresses. Well, I'm going to grind the fortresses for the bike, necklace, and any others that may be holding you back. So best to have a look at your registry, see what's going on there. Now the way you can tell things are fortress only is by if you tap on the pictures that give you a little description, and if you have a scene thing, it tells you how many you've seen in the wild, then they are white, well, they're wild Foundables. If you don't have a scene thing, that means they're fortress only. Ensure you have at least 3 trace tonics in stock before the event. Now my trace tonics brewing time is down to 3 hours, which is nice. So I can knock those out quite quickly now. Brew a trace tonic ready to be picked up at the event start. Now, what I've done for this, and I've started doing it now because I have a habit of keep picking the buggers up, is I've spent 15 gold on a gold cauldron, and then I've popped it in there. And actually I can put a trace tonic in there, and then use my master notes. I can actually squeeze a Brewfuse Brain Elixir in there as well. So that 15 gold gets me a tonic and a Brewfuse Brain Elixir. Nice. And also, it might be advisable to stop using repeat image collection on a mysterious artifacts page. Because, yes, the family XP task is back. So brilliant bundles! We have a free store pack. The basic ingredients for 1 trace detection and 25 spell energy. So it's the same thing we've had every time so far. So pretty standard. Now the Foundables. Now this is now Foundables on steroids because we have all the descriptions, and some of these are pretty cool. So the wild ones. We are now back to 15, not 20. So we have the brilliant veil. Located in the death chamber, hidden deep within the Department of Mysteries, stands a mysterious and ancient veil. The veil embodies the divide between the living and the deceased. One can hear faint whispers and hints of voices just across the entrance threshold. Any person entering the veil dies immediately. Sorry, I got way into that. Right, brilliant tank of brains. Deep within the okay, I'm gonna keep doing this. It's too fun. Deep within the Department of Ministries is the flipping heck. Deep within the Deep within the Department of Ministries is the enigmatic brain room. The room features a glass tank of brains, a literal tank of active brains immersed in a special liquid. I can't say that laughing. The brains usually lie dormant, but can be very dangerous when disturbed. The Ministry studies thought and relative subjects in this chamber, and Grim Foley is suspected to have spent many hours in the room prior to his disappearance. Sorry. So the task-based ones, the only one of these, brilliant Luna Lovegood. Despite being widely considered a bit dotty by her classmates, Luna Lovegood was in fact a highly talented witch. Her abilities made her instrumental at the Battle of the Department of Mysteries, as she helped her fellow students survive an ambush by Death Eaters. Luna Lovegood most certainly embodies the phrase, "Don't judge a book by its cover." The walking ones. Okay, so the hub had this down as the only one, but you actually need 5. Because it's listed in the bonus tasks as 5, so it must be 5. Brilliant Ron Weasley! As a member of Dumbledore's army, Ron Weasley joined Harry Potter and the 4 other students in the Battle of the Department of Mysteries. Accounts of the fight with Death Eaters note that Ron fought bravely before becoming confused by a spell and accidentally interacting with a brain in the brain room. Axe your brain! That wasn't actually in there. Which incapacitated him. He recovered later to learn the outcome of the ongoing fight. The challenging ones, you need 3 of these. So these are fortresses with the correct brilliant rune stones. Brilliant Bell Jar of Time. The Bell Jar of Time is stored within the Department of Mysteries in the exotic clock-themed time room. Within the jar, one can see what appears to be a time loop acting upon a hummingbird. The egg becomes a chick who grows into maturity and flies up inside the jar and back down to reform into the egg. Mesmerizing and fascinating, the Unspeakables are said to use it to study time-related magic. What if we do this in David Attenborough voice? No, I can't do that. Okay, so we're on to the task. So, you have to bear with me. I'm sorry, I've actually started taking these pills. Apparently they work. So, set of task 1. They're not dodgy. They're just like supposed to help you. They're herbal. It's fine. It's totally fine. It's completely legal. So anyway, set of task 1. Let me know if you like this kind of version of me in the comments below. Oh god. Set of task 1. Collect ingredients or portmanteaus 2 times. Brew 1 tonic for trace detection. Return a 5 brilliant tank of brains Foundables. So that's the usual easy task to start with. Pick up your pre-prepared trace tonic from my suggested things that you do before the event. Set of task 2. Earn 3,500 wizarding XP from traces. Use 2 tonic for trace detection. Collect 2 brilliant Battle of the Department of Mysteries runestones. So yes, this is kind of the first ones of making you use potions that you may not necessarily want to use, but okay. So using those 2 tonics will certainly help you with 1,500 wizarding XP from traces only. Now to make most of it, walk around with a brain elixir, but yes, I am not particularly keen on tasks that make you use potions for no particular reason, but as Dumbledore says, alas, earwax.
Alas. Earwax.
For the runestones, you could also avoid visiting the Brilliant Registry at all until this point. That way, when you do get there, you'll start cashing in on all the runestones you need to collect. Yeah, I don't know why these tasks make you do weird things like this, but they do. So task number 3. Defeat 15 enemies in Wizarding Challenges. Complete 5 Wizarding Challenges with 3 or more teammates. Earn 7,500 Wizarding XP from challenges. So yes, it's all aboard the hype bus. Now pop on a Bruthius Brain Elixir because they do work in fortresses. And use your high level runestones in high chambers and your batch your XP out in no time. If you can't do Dark 5, recommend Dark 5 because most people do Dark 5 or Towers. So, you know, it's either everyone kind of goes low or super high. I would recommend Dark 5 if you can do it. You'll bang it out really quickly. So set task number 4. This is set task number 4. This is where it becomes very grindy. Earn 500 mysterious artifacts family XP. Return 20 brilliant Veil Foundables. Place 5 images on the brilliant Room of Rooms registry page. So yes, oh no, the family XP is one again. And now fortresses only give you 10. So you'd have to do 50 fortresses if you want to do that. Repeat image collection can be very good for these. Remember, this is the mysterious artifacts page, not the brilliant one. So hopefully if we can get some of those high threat Foundables, we can clock it quite easy. It's either going to be easy or hard. If you've got if you need a lot of high threat Foundables and severes and emergencies, it might take you a few goes to get to that point where you can use repeat image collection. Also remember, on a Foundable you can tap it in the registry, and then the little arrow next to the chest will tell you how much family XP you get for placing it, like repeat image collection on it. And yes, the place the freaking images task is back. So don't place any images on the registry page, brilliant registry page, until this point, basically. Yeah. Now you won't have Luna at this point because she's a reward for completing this task. So you may have to place the wild ones. So you may have to place the wild Foundables repeat image collection them a couple of times. Unfortunately, it all depends on how well you're doing with the fortresses and portkeys. If you've done the fortress and the portkey Foundables at this point, it's a little easier. This one is could be potentially Grindus Maximus, depends on how good our spawns of mysterious artifacts are. But hey, life isn't easy.
It may have escaped your notice, but life isn't fair. Your blessed father knew that. In fact, he frequently sought
The bonus round. Use 2 tonic for trace sections. Return 45 brilliant Battle of Department of Mysteries Foundables. Return 30 mysterious artifacts Foundables. Use 5 potions in wizarding challenges and defeat the highest chamber. So yes, we don't have to blow 5 potions in challenges that I never have to use potions in challenges. So it's a complete waste. And use 2 tonic for trace sections as well. I mean, yes, that would help you with the brilliant Battle Department Mysteries Foundables. But yes, so that's not a total waste. But the 5 in the fortresses, then you might as well just be throwing gold down the drain. The task might as well be empty your gold for 10 lovage. But anyway, enough of that. So here is the dialogue. Okay, so thanks to zviznemte, I still probably can't say it right, but okay. To send me a WAV file or an MP3 recording, has to say your name properly, because I tried the Google Translate thing, it didn't work very well. But anyway, massive spoiler alert. We have the dialogue. Intro, Hermione. It's odd. Over the years, I haven't really thought very much about the night my friends and I ran across Voldemort's Death Eaters in the Department of Mysteries. I mean, I think of Sirius often, but not much of that night. Lately, for some reason, I keep having a reoccurring nightmare about it. Oh, that sounds grim. Constance. Interesting. Is it possible that it could be tied to the most recent surge in the calamity? Hermione. There's a new surge? Constance. Yes. And it seems to be centered around objects from that department and, well, your friends when they were kids. Seems fairly coincidental, yes? Hermione. Interesting. But as always, we need to nip this surge in the bud and not let it get out of hand. Return everything. That is a strange coincidence. It's an incredibly specific place and time for the calamity to focus. That didn't take me 5 times to record. So placing the images for the bell jar. Hermione. If I were to go back into the Department of Mysteries, I've never been admitted back in. I would spend a lot of time in this room. Pardon the pun. There was something truly amazing about that bell jar that I've never forgotten. So, the Minister of Magic is not allowed into the Department of Mysteries. Brilliant tank of brains. Hermione. The tank of brains. I still have no idea what they really are or how they live, but they can be lethal. What is a bit odd is that very few people have actually seen or even know of this tank. Why was it turned into a Foundable? Ooh, juicy. Luna Lovegood. Constance. Once again, I was briefly exploring a career in magizoology. I met Luna. She was incredibly helpful, but she was also a bit... Hermione. Unusual? That's Luna. She's completely herself at all times. You know, she, almost more than anyone else, taught me to never judge people on first impressions. I originally wrote her off as a bit daft, but she turned out to be one of the most brave, insightful people I've ever known. Ron Weasley. Ronald? Hermione. Ron nearly died that night, you know. When I think about it now, as a mother of my own children, what were we doing in those rooms was utter insanity. And yet, if we hadn't, Voldemort would have continued consolidating his power underground, hiding in the shadows. The Veil. Hermione. I've never understood why the Ministry has kept this here. I've fought for its removal and destruction, but there are people who will not let it be removed. Constance. Who wouldn't want it removed? It's ghastly. Hermione. I really shouldn't say. I really shouldn't. Oh, okay. Oh, right. I'll say this. One of the more prominent defenders of that wretched thing has a name which rhymes with... Spareth Minas. Gareth Greengrass, I sings. So the end dialogue. Hermione, there's no debate. This search is very specifically focusing on that night in the department during 5th year. Gareth Greengrass, that's one interpretation. I would say it's not debatable. I will say I'm greatly concerned that top secret objects are not widely known about and rarely discussed, are now being routinely stolen by the Calamity. Hermione, well, you would agree that there must be some reason, wouldn't you, Minister? Minister? Gareth Greengrass is the Minister of Magic? Did I miss something? Gareth Greengrass. Yes, there is some reason, and hopefully when this surge inevitably returns, we can figure out how to stop this nonsense before more Ministry secrets are splayed all across the bloody globe for all to see. Greengrass is Minister for Magic? I thought Hermione was Minister for Magic. Well, I never. Anyway, back to past me. Opinion time, so pretty much everything in the tips I've done along as we've been going. Set of task 4. Potentially a right old grind old fest. So hopefully we get some repeat image collection on some high Foundables for that one. So fingers crossed. So this kind of one is actually related more to the books than the movies. So if you haven't read the books, well, read them because they're really good. I mean, like compared to the movie, the books are freaking amazing. And then I also have the audiobooks. Actually, I've never actually read the books. I've only ever done them via audiobook. But I'm waiting for the actual reading for when my daughter's old enough so I can actually read them to her for the first time. So I will read them for the first time with my daughter who hear them for the first time. That's the cunning plan. One Foundable I'm glad they don't have is the Death Eater with the baby head, because that would just be freaky. If that was wandering around your streets in AR mode, a Death Eater with a baby head that goes into an adult and back to a baby again, that would be so freaky. I should do it for Halloween. So other than that, it's pretty standard. So I am kind of looking forward to this one. So this is back to back. So we've got week 1 and week 2 back to back. So there's no time to actually replenish potions. I am going to try also and do as much basic stimulus as I can, because I really hate it when brilliance bugger off for me. I mean, the part of me. So yeah, I'm going to knock out as many of those as I can on top of all the trace tonics. I might brew a couple of witch sharpening ones just to blow in Fortresses Dark 5. Might be an idea. But anyway, let me know what you think in the comments below. Let me know what you think about this event and this guide, and hopefully some of those little secret things that no one else has in their videos kind of sparked your interest a little bit. Let me know in the comments below as well. What do you think of the little dialogue bits that we had for each of the Foundable fragments? Also, don't forget to subscribe if you're new here, and like and hit the bell for notifications when this happens, because you know that's just YouTube. And don't forget to follow me on Twitter at the Zealman. I also have the Instagram for AR stuff, and I will at some point do the Twitch thing properly. I have it all working, but I just don't have the time to actually do it properly yet. So I'm going to change the outro a little bit, because we have a new funky thing here for COVID-19 called hands, face, space. It's kind of wash your hands, put a mask on your face, and give space, which I think is quite groovy, and it's got stuck in my head. So, hands, face, space.